morning, everyone. Welcome. This is not only Father's Day, but Solstice Day here in the Northern Hemisphere. And my gratitude today goes to all of the fathers in the world who have done, I know, their best to bring into the world sacred humans that know their own true heart. And so I give gratitude to all who have done that, including those of you in the room who are fathers. Thank you very much. And right now we're going to go to Amber Darlin for some wonderful music.
All right, well, let's go ahead and sing into this day together. In the name of love. In the name of love, with a heart of grace, overflow in us, decorate this place. As it is below, so it is above. May we always stand in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. Of love, may we always be seeking out the best till we are free, living in a world we've been dreaming of, where we stand as one in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. All right, let's sing in the name of love. 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 Sing that again. In the name of love. In the name of love. One more time. In the name of love. In the name of love. Well, if you're out there on social media or if you're in our sanctuary today, go ahead and say hello to a neighbor, or if you're online, type in your name, say where you're from. We love to know who's tuned in today. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Clap, clap. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and welcome here. My soul is 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 welcome here. All right, well, we are going to move along to our practitioner of the day for an invocational prayer.
And are you ever? Those inside this lovely sanctuary and under the roof together, would you kindly silence any electronic devices you have? Thank you. And those of you who are attending remotely, you can just choose. It's a wonderful day. We are beginning to be together again in many meanings of that phrase, and that's a pleasure. We also have glorious weather. We're saying today goodbye to the promise of spring, and sometime during the night, hello to the welcoming and fulfilling of summer. Along with that is the blessing for all of our fathers and those of us who have acted in fatherly ways, support, intelligence, direction, and deep love. So here you are, on the cusp of transition from one good thing into the other good thing and all the rest. Thank you for joining this celebration. And so it is.
I want to lift you up. I want to raise you from the ground. Can we look together straight into the wind? I want to lean on you. Can we help each other through? Can we fall back, you and me, into the wind? If you want to know the answer, if you want to know the truth is there's no answer other than you. If you want to know the answer, if you want to know the truth is there's no answer other than me too. The truth is there's no answer other than we two. So can we love? Can we love the other one? Can we love the one who lives behind the wall? And can we love the little child? Can we love the child who lives inside us all? If you want to know the answer, if you want to know the truth is there's no answer other than you. If you want to know the answer, if you want to know the truth is there's no answer other than me too. The truth is there's no answer other than we two. Can we love? Can we love? Can we love? Can we look together straight into the wind? Can we love? Can we love? Can we love? Can we look together straight into the wind? Can we fall back, you and me, into the wind? Let's sing, can we love? Can we love? Can we love? Can we love? straight into the wind? Can we fall back, you and me, into the wind? The truth is that we are the wind. I am whole. I am whole. I am whole. I am whole. Sing, I am whole. 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 All I need. All I need resides in me. 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 I am whole. 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 All I need. All I need resides in me. All I need resides in me. All I need resides in me. All I need resides in me.
And here we are. And I'm looking up at our big screen here because we have wonderful people in our audience, and I wanted to make sure that I was on. Welcome to you on this incredible day of so many things juxtaposing in our lives. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to celebrate with our greater CSL community in celebrating Juneteenth, which is now a federal holiday. And of course, this is also Pride Month. And of course, this is also Father's Day. And of course, this is also the solstice. So what a convergence. I'm going to call it a harmonic convergence for us, because in the science mind tradition, love is love. And we extend love to people from all different walks of life and pathways, teaching spiritual principles that are universal. So today, the question on the table, the title of my talk is, what is evolution without love? And so I was thinking a lot about this. This was a title that was given to me. And usually I choose my own. And so I challenged myself to go ahead and speak about something that someone else gave me to talk about. You too can do that. All you have to do is email me and I'll see if I can work it in. We'll see. We'll see how this talk goes. So what's beautiful about the science mind teaching, of course, and most of you already know this, is that we have this understanding that what we dwell upon, we become, and that our indwelling ideas, beliefs, and thoughts create reality out in front of us. And this all is a matter of the inner life being manifested in the outer life. And so we call that involution leading to evolution. So we involve ourselves in ideas, beliefs, thoughts, perceptions. And as we involve ourselves deeply, particularly when we have emotional content that goes with it, either positive or negative, then what begins to happen is an outer expression of that shows up in our life. So that's the process of evolution, is it starts with an inner idea and then moves out into the world. And this is true not only for you and me, but this is true for all sacred humans and the collective consciousness that we share. So often I'm asked things like, well, why is there suffering? I'm sure you've thought that too. I certainly have. I've spent a lot of time thinking about that idea. And there is suffering because enough sacred humans in the world consciousness believe that it's necessary or inevitable or valuable in some regard. And, you know, I work with those ideas as well. After all these years on the spiritual path, I get tripped up when one of my beloved others is having a horrible health challenge or is going through a very difficult life change. I ask the question, well, why is there suffering? And I always take myself back to this understanding that as a collective consciousness, we also generate reality by means of all of us. So I'm going to tell you a story from a friend of mine's father's life, because I wanted to illustrate involution, evolution, and what we can do to eliminate the things in our own life, in the life of the collective consciousness, that are no longer necessary, no longer of value. So this is a story about a little boy whose name was Jose. And Jose was living in Mexico at the time, um, right as Pancho Villa was beginning to fight a revolution with the federales in Mexico. And this little boy, his mother and father passed away when he was 6 or so. And his other family wouldn't have anything to do with him. And so he was not only orphaned, but he was homeless. And so, in his homeless orphan state, he wandered and tried to find food and shelter that was safe. And so, you know, it had been many days when he had found anything that he could eat. And he was in a town where there was a gentleman from China who had come to Mexico and established himself and was raising this incredible garden, vegetables and flowers, an incredible garden. And the gentleman from China was very, very, very proud of his garden and very protective. And so he had been raising fruits and vegetables, and this little boy, Jose, would stand at the edge of the garden. I always picture this garden as somewhat walled off because the Chinese gentleman did not want to share anything. So the little boy was starving, and he was standing at the edge of the garden and longingly looking at these vegetables. And the gentleman from China was nowhere to be seen. And so the little boy decided that he would go and he would pick one of the cucumbers. There were numerous cucumbers, but he thought, well, I'll only take one or two. And so he did that. And as fate would have it, the Chinese gentleman, of course, walked out as the little boy is having these cucumbers. And he has the little boy thrown in jail for theft. If you've ever read Les Miserables, there's some similarities in this story. And so the little boy is in jail, and of course he's terrified, and he's still hungry. And so the judge who is going to try this case comes and he visits Jose, this little boy. And he asked Jose, well, why did you steal? And so out pours this story of the parents dying and the family not wanting him and having to scavenge for food, and he doesn't have anywhere to live. And, you know, and so the judge, when it comes to trial, finds the Chinese gentleman and sets the boy free. And, you know, on the little boy goes, and he ultimately finds his way into living well and being supported, but it's a long journey for him. So when I was studying in grad school, one of my professors was enamored of an idea that in psychological terms is called evolutionary psychology. And that branch of psychology studies how sacred humans all over the world have adapted and changed over evolutionary time, and how often the adaptations have to do with connecting with others, how you relate to others, um, how you evidence ethical and moral ideas and share them with others and things like that. And Jose's story, to me, really captures kind of the essence of involution and evolution as it's unfolding. So for me, you know, the gentleman from China, he could have been from anywhere. It doesn't have to do with being Chinese, but the gentleman who had the garden was in a particular way of looking at the world, where it wasn't about sharing at all. It wasn't about generosity at all. It was about, this is mine, 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 right? And and it made perfect sense to him. His involved thought had to do with, well, I bought the plants, I developed the garden, I tend the plants, I do all the work, so why should I share? So that makes sense. We have that gentleman inside of us sometimes. The little boy, you know, is the part in the evolutionary psychology part that is wandering the world and can't find a place that will nurture and support. And I don't know if you've had feelings like that, even in the midst of our abundant life here in the United States. But we have that little boy inside of us too. Jose walks with us. And then there's the judge, who at a time when a lot of people were very closed to generosity, this judge was generous and compassionate. And so we see kind of this span of evolution, because the judge is in us also. This compassion and generosity is in us also. So for me, it brings up the question of, well, can we evolve without love? Which is the question I was gifted. And my answer is no. I don't know what your answer is, but no, I don't think so. And here's why. I think that, well, let me read you something from T.S. Eliot. You know T.S. Eliot. He had a character named Alfred Prufrock, terrible name. And this is what Alfred Prufrock said at one point in this piece that Eliot had created. He lamented, "I have measured out my life with coffee spoons." And so I think a lot of us are in danger of doing that sometimes, because we've involved ourselves at a level that's very limited, very fear-based, and doesn't involve large ideas. So for me, love is the largest idea we can embrace. And in the traditions that I've been studying, love comes in 4 different packages that all interconnect and interrelate, but they are the highest involved ideas that I've found that I can involve myself with, so that my outer life begins to reflect them. And I no longer measure my life with coffee spoons. Um, so the first of these is joy. So joy is a part of love. And for me, joy is the radiance of love expressed. So I don't know what Jose felt when the judge released him and let him go. But I imagine there was a touch of joy there, that he wasn't somehow going to be a criminal for life. And in our lives, the radiance of joy almost always follows a heartfelt experience that has to do with love. Think about the last time you felt joy. For me, I feel joy readily and easily a lot. So it doesn't take much. I had this little red squirrel on my tree yesterday, and he was making sounds. And every time he made a sound, his tail would go this way, and then this way, and then this way, and then this way. And it was hilarious. And I just found so much joy in just watching this little creature talking up a storm to, I don't know if it was to me or somebody else. And in so many ways, sacred humans actually give rise to joy out of the love of living. So that's the first one. The second one is compassion. And that's the judge in us, right? The compassionate, generous judge who is able to walk in another person's shoes long enough to understand and join with them so that perhaps they can be of assistance. So compassion is always generated out of love. If you think about it, anytime you felt compassion for anything, it's this deep upwelling of wanting to support and nurture and care for. So for many of us, we find the easiest places to offer compassion, if we're animal people, is to our animals. Horses, cats, dogs, birds, you name it. There's a compassion that is awakened in us when we see our beloved furry animals. Um, People are harder. And yet, if we're talking about involving ourselves with an idea, involving ourselves with generosity and compassion, because to me, those two things go together hand in glove. When we begin to actually invoke compassion and begin to offer it to other sacred humans, we have crossed some sort of Rubicon where we are no longer holding ourselves in a place where it's easy, but rather now we're reaching beyond the limitations that we've had before, that it had to be easy to feel it. And now we're actually involving ourselves with the understanding that we can offer it even when it's not easy, even when it might be difficult. This is where we are as a country in the United States and in Canada as well, and probably worldwide, but I only know those two countries fairly well. And so what I mean by that is that we have been offered the opportunity to love through our compassion as we enter into a new era of evolutionary psychology that involves a larger idea of what we love and who we love. So it's a powerful time for us as sacred humans in these countries. The third, believe it or not, is equanimity. Now, equanimity, you wouldn't think would be a part of love. And yet, for me, what that term is, what that word means, is that no matter what is presented to me in my life, I'm standing in a grounded love that allows me to encounter whoever and whatever without being rocked off my base of love. It doesn't mean that it's not distressing. It doesn't mean that it's not difficult, but it does mean that I have found the grounding in the love of who I am so that it doesn't shake me. Now, let me give you an example of that because it's a little esoteric. For me, one of the ways this shows up, one of the ways that I encounter this is when I am with someone who desperately wants to make the other wrong or bad. It's very distressing to me. I've spent my whole life unothering, if you will, and including. And so when I encounter someone who is very, very, very committed to they're wrong, they're bad, they shouldn't XYZ, they're taking away from me, or whatever the thought is or idea is, as distressed as I can be in a conversation, I'm not rocked off my grounding of love very often. And what does that look like? It means that there would be a temptation in me. I don't know about you, but there'd be a temptation in me to make the one that's making the other wrong, wrong. Like, well, you're wrong for thinking they're other, and then all of a sudden I've made another. So my stretch in love is to be so grounded in my own knowing of love as the centralizing theme for all sacred humans, that even when someone is spouting hate or division, I can stand and see that they are operating from a different idea. They're the gentleman from China with the garden. They're operating in a different perceptual field than I am, and not make them other. At least that's the goal. And lastly, of course, in the four elements that are love expressing as us, that we can involve ourselves with, so that we're no longer measuring our life out in small dollops, is love itself, the expression of love itself, which in our culture, love is talked about a lot and we have ideas of what it is. But I think for me, the romanticized love is really a Disney version of what's actually possible for sacred humans, if you know what I mean. It's sort of simplified when actually love is not simple at all. You may have noticed that. And so for me, this aspect, this ability to love is complex, and it's the call to action that we as sacred humans can actually participate in. And what do I mean by that? Well, for me, letting love express as an involved idea means that I am entering into life full-heartedly with my whole self. So this wholehearted, full-hearted expression is a powerful way of being in the world. And it takes practice, is what I've found. Because from the time we were little people, just sort of wet behind the ears and learning about life, many of the messages we got from the collective consciousness, including our parents, often had to do with don't be wholehearted, don't be full-hearted, don't give yourself to life, don't fling yourself out into the world, because sometimes parents are like, because you'll get hurt, and I brought you into this world and I don't want you to suffer. And then there's the parents that are like, because you'll be made fun of and people will not like you and I don't want you to be ostracized, etc., etc., etc. On it goes. And so we learned not to be wholehearted, not to be full-hearted in our beingness. And yet, when we begin to involve ourselves in these four areas, joy, compassion, equanimity, and love, the net result of actually dwelling in these things and thinking of these things and bringing ideation of how we could bring these out into the world, what begins to happen is we become what we have been dwelling upon. And there's no stopping us at that point. That's the rich kind of power of evolution unfolding, is we become the greatest expression of sacred humans that the world has ever seen, honestly. And so to close, I wanted to bring you a little saying from the founder of our tradition, Ernest Holmes. He had a lot to say about love. And I'm drawing this from his masterpiece, The Science of Mind textbook. And this is what he says. I want to read you the whole page, but we're out of time, so here it is. One of the first things to do, he says, is to love everybody. Think about that. Everybody. If you have not done this, begin to do so at once. There is always more good than bad in people, and seeing the good tends to bring it forth. Love is the grandest healing and drawing power on earth. It is the very reason for our being. And that explains why it is that people should have something or someone to love. The life that has not loved has not lived. It is still dead. Love is the sole impulse for creation. And I could go on and on. Love is the sole impulse for creation. In other words, evolving ourselves, what's drawing us out, what's creating more better of us is love. And so to involve ourselves with that, I hope I've made a case for you to really this week utilize the 4 elements of love: joy, compassion, equanimity, and love itself, to bring a full, wholehearted idea into your mind and heart, and to begin to look for ways that you can express ever more fully these qualities and attributes. It grows us as people. We begin to live life at a larger level, and it changes the collective consciousness because we all share that. And so the more of us that are up to a grand understanding of how love can actually be a healing power, the greater that idea in the mind of all of us grows. And the more people begin to access it, and the less people are stingy and more generous. At that point, I'm suspecting that there will be no more Jose's in the world. There will be no more people experiencing homelessness, for our generosity and our ability to work with difficult situations will be vast enough and big enough to tackle these large societal issues that we all see. So I'm going to do a prayer for love. I am so grateful. Grateful to understand that there is within me a love that knows no limit and has no limit in me. As I bring myself to that understanding, I deeply imbibe from the presence of this vast love operating in me and through me and as me. I take it in. I bring it to the situations where I feel myself closing down. And I open myself in love once again. I refuse the ideas, the projections, the perceptions that have kept me bound in small living. And I open to love expressing in these glorious ways that it has through all that I am, all of my thoughts, all of my actions, and all of my words. And as I open to that, I understand that love flows through me in new ways because I have opened. And that the generous spirit of love transforms me and is transformative through me. Truly, I am grateful again for this expression of who I am and who I am becoming. And so it is. All right, yay. We're going to go to Amber for one last piece here. And so we'll hear her singing.
All right, friends. Well, we're going to go ahead and sing our last song together. Thank you again so much for joining us and for any donations that you can offer to our center. All right, let's sing I Am Open to Receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive perfect love and harmony. I am open to receive abundance and prosperity. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive perfect love and harmony. I am open to receive abundance and prosperity. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. That's the song. Let's sing it again. Here we go. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive perfect love and harmony. I am open to receive abundance and prosperity. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. One more time, here we go. I am open to receive all the good that is for me. I am open to receive perfect love and harmony. I am open to receive abundance and prosperity. open to receive all the good that is from me. All right, you all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you again soon.
I got carried away because you're here, and in the old way we used to do things, she would sing, the band would play, and then I would do the announcements, and then we'd go home. So I guess I'm back to that. So a couple of things, and it's really great to tell you and not necessarily the whole World Wide Web. As you know, our governor is going to be making an announcement on June 30th about reopening the state. And the board, the leadership team, and I have been in strong discussions about, well, what do we do? You know, and it was interesting. Do you mind me telling you a little bit about that? Do you have to go anywhere? It's a little bit longer than I would put on air. We have such a great representation on our board. So some people are saying, well, you know, the reason more people aren't signing up for the services is they don't want to sign up for the services. They just want to come. They just want to come when they can come and not have to think about it. And there's a lot of people that really are so tired of wearing masks and having distance and all that, they're not going to come back until those things are done. And so their point was, well, if we're reopening in every way, then you should just open. So that was one thought. The other people on the far end of the other spectrum were like, well, the only place I ever go for the last year and a half is the co-op. You know, I don't go anywhere else. I'm not going to go anywhere that's not careful, blah, blah, blah. So there's that. And then there were a lot of people in the middle that said, well, I can see that probably the best way forward is to open, and then masks are optional. And people come and we set up enough chairs so that if people need space, they can take space. So, you know, and so the other idea that we're contemplating, because some of you thankfully moved from the 9:30 service, we only had 3 people sign up for the 9:30, and that's sort of becoming the way now that 10:30 is open. So someone said, well, what if we made 9:30 the careful service? Where there's distance and there's masks and everybody knows that no one's coming unless they're masked, and 10:30 is wide open and people, masks are optional, blah, blah, blah. So how many of you would vote for that last option, 9:30 careful service? Okay, I think that's probably what we're going to do. Not on July 4th because it's a holiday and I kind of just want to do one service. But we'll try that for a while and see. We're just, again, having to be fluid. The word of the last year and a half. So watch for that. We'll keep you posted. Today in the Upper Meadow, we're having a celebration for the solstice, and you are invited to come if you would like. The way we're doing it is we're inviting everybody to bring their own picnic, and we're going to set up some tables down on the patio and have the opportunity to share a meal together. And then the ritual team has a splendid ritual for the solstice that they will invite you to participate in. And the whole thing will go from 5 to 7 at the very latest, might end even a little bit earlier than that. So that's happening today. If you could bring a lawn chair or a blanket, we'll have tables, but we kind of don't want to take these chairs out there, so that would be helpful. And next Sunday, we have the last in a series. We've been giving a series of workshops on Zoom called The Fundamentals of the Science of Mind. And this last one is a wrap-up session that kind of goes over all the ideas. And if you've missed all of them, this is a wonderful thing to take part of. And if you went to all of them, this is also wonderful. It's going to be happening from noon to 1:30 on Zoom next Sunday. And we'd love you to be a part of that. I am doing another soul collage workshop. If you don't know what that is, it's quite an interesting process of inviting the inner knower to speak outwardly through image. And so this workshop is happening Wednesday the 30th from 4 to 6 p.m. here in the sanctuary. It's only open to 15 people, and I know we've had quite a few already sign up, so we'd love you to be a part of that if that sounds interesting. We're focusing on the blossoming, this as a theme. And you don't need to bring a thing except yourself, a mask, and if you want water. as I mentioned, we're only having one service on July 4th, 2 weeks from now. And then on the 5th, the office is closed. So just giving you a heads up on that. And our prayers in the morning, Monday through Friday, are continuing on Zoom. The practitioners are doing a fabulous job. If you haven't tuned into that, what a lovely way to start the day. I know Jen Sue's a regular with those prayers. And then evening gratitudes happen Monday through Friday at 8:45 p.m. So involve yourself in that if you'd like to. Thank you so much for coming. The way we're doing it until it changes is we're inviting the ushers to open our doors over here. If you would like to make a donation to the center, that's what those baskets are there for. And then